This is Matt Hurt at Obsessive Viewer on Twitter.
This is Tiny at Obsessive Tiny on Letterboxd.
And this is ObsessiveViewer.com's The Obsessive Viewer Podcast. Hello and welcome to The Obsessive Viewer. We're a movie and TV podcast that covers a specific topic, be it genre, trope, movie, or show, each episode. You can find more of our work at ObsessiveViewer.com, more of our podcasts at ObsessiveViewer.com/podcasts. You can also like us on Facebook and join the Facebook group at Facebook.com/TheObsessiveViewer. And finally, you can support us on Patreon at Patreon.com/ObsessiveViewer at the minimum rate of $1 per month for an exclusive RSS feed with content recorded specifically for Patreon supporters. Patreon supporters like Mr. Ben Sears, who is in the studio in my apartment today for this extended potpourri. So Ben, how's it going? Patreon supporter and contributor to the website and friend of the show and the hosts.
Fantastic.
Yes. Are you saying fantastic or fantastic for my introduction?
All of it.
Oh, thank you. I needed that validation. Yeah. Great. So yeah, we just did a very loose Patreon exclusive recording. And I just gave you a bunch of Criterion DVDs that I'm excited for you to comment on.
My wife thanks you in advance.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I have no idea if you have any interest in reviewing any of them. Don't take my gifting them to you as indication that you should review any of them.
Matt, put the gun down.
I didn't know how to make a gun cocking noise, so I was just gonna say cock.
Oh my god.
Oh boy.
That's not what I meant. Anyway.
Glad you shared that with us.
I am so glad that I'm gonna be too lazy to cut that out of the episode. So Ben, how you been?
Fantastic.
Great. Anything new with you? Are you healthy? The coronavirus is not taking hold or anything?
Well, I was waiting for the episode to break this to you guys.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I've got the coronavirus.
Okay.
I didn't think you would mind.
Well, that's fine.
Never thought I'd make it to 33 anyways.
I'm not going to make that joke. But yeah, well, it's been a good run, Pizza will take over the podcast. I was going to say Feckus would take over the podcast, but we did not turn on his microphone when he was on the podcast last week. So that recording is dead.
Ouch.
No, we do. I think I'm going to sit down and record like a solo thing and then piece it together with because basically what happened was Feckus and I talked for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, as per usual. And about an hour and 15 minutes into it, I realized that his microphone was not on. And so I had him turn it on, and then the rest of the episode is golden. It's like partway through the spoiler section for The Invisible Man. So I think what I might do is take the raw audio and just reiterate all my points and none of Feckus's counters to those points, and then release it that way.
And you guys have been doing the show for how long?
It'll be 7 years in June.
Awesome.
Yeah. And this is our, fourth episode of the year, I think. It's been busy. I've been busy. Coronavirus and stuff. Yeah.
Technical difficulties.
Yes, exactly. Yes. We were due for
Happens to the best of us.
Yeah. Yep. Speaking of no, that's not speaking of technical difficulties. I was trying to find a way to segue, but I realized that the next thing on my list is something that's actually kind of serious and sweet, I would say. Just a congratulations are in order to two of our listeners, Aaron in the UK and Robert in Utah. Oft mentioned listeners of the show. They are both they're having babies.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Good
Not
awesome.
together, but like they're each having their own babies. Yeah. So congratulations to you guys. And I'm sorry I just funneled that up so much.
2 pregnant dudes. That's crazy, man.
Well, hey, it's 2020. I don't know what that means. No, they're having babies with their significant others, of course.
Gotcha.
Is that the target demographic of this podcast? Is pregnant guys?
I think so. Well, what I wanted to say, really, and Ben, this also can cast a net over you as well, because you said that your son is 4.
Yeah.
So I just want to thank all of our listeners for creating more listeners throughout the run of this podcast. So
It's fucking great.
It is.
Because their kid,
Just
cursing
fucking great. Yeah.
language. Remember when we used to be clean?
I do remember that. Yeah.
We did that for like 3 years, didn't we?
We did that for 100 episodes.
Damn.
I individually added the bleeps to every episode.
Whew.
You saying I can swear as much as I want?
You fuck yes,
Yeah.
please.
We used to, he used to bleep him out.
Yeah.
We would actively try not to curse.
Right.
But
I think and then that went out the window for a while ago.
it went out the window hard. Like we embraced it.
Oh yeah. Like it's not like I don't think we're not like a bro podcast or anything like that. Maybe on Patreon, patreon.com/obsessiveviewer. But no, like I think the idea for that was because there was talk of us getting like on local AM radio station play or something. It's like, okay.
We were so young.
So young and naive. Yeah.
You had all those hopes and dreams.
Yep. But hey, our listeners are making babies, so I am happy. Yeah. So anyway, congratulations to Aaron and Robert.
Sweet.
Yeah. So next up, we're doing an extended potpourri, guys. Are you guys excited?
Oh yeah.
You guys pumped? Ben?
I'm extended.
You pumped?
Yes.
Good.
So
Okay.
extended.
Perfect. I don't know what that means.
Boy, that context. That's not
That yes.
good. You know what I meant.
I'm extended right now. But no, I just said we're not a bro podcast. Jesus Christ.
Cock.
Oh my god.
Oh, I hope we've all forgotten to turn on our mics.
Oh my god.
But let's talk, before we go into our extended potpourri, let's talk a little bit about coronavirus and how it's going to kill us all. So No Time to Die, the new James Bond movie, might as well be retitled No Time to be released in April
Right.
because it got pushed to November.
Should be called Time to Die if you go and see this in April.
Yes. I think I've said this on the podcast before, but that title, No Time to Die, it's fine. Like, it's fine. But like, every time I hear it, I just imagine there being like a version of it or like a sketch or whatever where Daniel Craig is running around as Bond being like it's like that early morning cliche where he hasn't had his coffee yet. So he's just like, I don't have time. I have no time to die right now. I cannot die right now. I've got to do all this and everything. I just cannot die right now.
Well, based on his comedic work in Knives Out, he could pull that off.
He could.
I can't think of one.
Don't.
Damn it.
Don't do
I
it.
want to so bad. Yeah, I can't. Damn it. I can't. I've
When they were making the movie, they were talking about the release date, and he was like, "Well, I expect a plague, a foul plague."
Damn it.
Damn it! I should. Damn it! I dropped it.
That was good.
Dropped the ball.
I'm so mad that I couldn't think of that.
It's time to die.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I cannot die right now, guys. But also, Peter Rabbit 2 got postponed as well. So
Ah, shit.
I know.
Ugh.
Yep.
That's how you know we're all screwed.
Yeah,
Well,
for real.
in a more serious, on a more serious note, South by Southwest got canceled for the first time in like 33 years. I think.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Did it get canceled or postponed? Or no, that was Coachella that got postponed.
Canceled. Coachella got postponed. E3 got canceled.
Jeez.
The Cleveland International Film Festival, which was going to start in a week or two, got canceled. But South by Southwest is huge because it's the first time, obviously, in decades that they've canceled. And that festival, it's not just a film festival. It's like a bunch of different things, comedy and art and everything.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. And it, brings in like, I think like $300 million into Houston's economy
I
or something
believe it, yeah.
ridiculous.
Right.
So like, there's no telling like what that's going to do to like, is it Austin or Houston? Austin's
okay.
like economy.
Sucks.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I do want to mention, hats off to our friends over at Heartland Film Festival who, by the way, they have a really great podcast. It's the Heartland Film Happy Hour. A lot of fun to listen to them, but their president released a statement saying that they are working, like they're, basically saying that like they're not going to cancel their show yet or their stuff yet. And they're actually waiving the entrance fees for filmmakers who had films at South by Southwest and Cleveland International Film Festival and a documentary film festival that also canceled today. So they're waiving the entrance fee for Heartland for those filmmakers. Wow. To submit. So that's really cool. Really cool of them.
For real.
Yeah. So, hopefully there is a Heartland Film Festival. Hopefully there's an America in, October and July for the Shorts Festival.
Indie Film Festival is coming up, or Indie Film Fest is coming up at the end of April.
Right.
So I haven't heard anything about that one.
I haven't either.
I have a friend that is involved with them, and I have not checked in with them yet. And
I haven't seen anything online. I need to contact them about maybe getting press passes and stuff. I'll figure that out. But yeah, it's it's a scary time to be a movie fan and susceptible to communicable diseases as well.
Right.
There's also talk, at least, of canceling or postponing Cannes Film Festival.
Oh wow!
So, I mean, they're an even bigger lockdown over there. So plus it's, the biggest film festival in the world. Yeah. So who knows what's going to happen there?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Jeez. Sports too.
Oh yeah. Okay. Let's talk about sports for a second. Let's put on our sporting hats. So, I don't know what that was.
It's called a helmet.
They do wear hats in sports.
Yes. But no, they just announced the NCAA March Madness tournament is not going to have spectators.
Yeah, like the first two rounds.
Yeah. And I'm just like, okay, like what's that going to look like?
I know.
Well, I forget the context exactly, but I remember a couple of years ago there was a Baltimore Orioles game that they just completely shut down to the public. And
I think I remember that.
Really surreal. I think there might have been like protests throughout the city.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it was just an empty stadium for a baseball game.
Weird.
So yeah.
Yeah. Talk about, an impact to, local economies. Cause like that's a big deal when you have, NCAA games.
Cause we're hosting at least one round.
I was just going to say,
we always have games here in Indy and that's a big deal. I mean, hotels and restaurants and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
So I'm worried about the Indy 500.
Oh, right.
Right.
Talk about people packed in like sardines.
Yeah.
400,000 people crammed in there.
And I can't imagine it being very sanitary either.
Yeah, not so much.
Yeah.
It's not about that.
No.
Anyways.
No. Ugh. Anyway.
We'll see.
So to switch gears a little bit, speaking of Cannes, there's a new theater that's opening in Indianapolis called the Kan Cinema and Brasserie. The Kan Cinema and Brasserie. Brasserie. Thank you so much, Ben. It is a very interesting art house film site place. Jesus Christ, what are words?
Theater.
So cancanindie.com. That's KANKANindie.com. I'll just read from the website. Can is an art house cinema, a French-inspired restaurant, a neighborhood gathering place, a home for film lovers, food lovers, and community seekers. So it says, we screen all manner of films. We like to focus on the small budget, big idea driven, endlessly fun to talk about movies. Something for everyone, narratives, old favorites, documentaries, classics, works from local filmmakers, you name it. And we also curate a number of different film series and unique movie-going experiences. So, I had an opportunity to actually kind of tour the space, at Can. And I am very excited about it. Yeah. Are you guys excited about Can?
It sounds cool.
Yeah.
Like a restaurant
for sure
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think the head chef or whoever is running that restaurant came from a restaurant called Bluebeard, which is, one of the most acclaimed restaurants in Indy. So
yeah,
nice.
And have you ever been to Bluebeard?
No,
okay.
No.
Yeah, but apparently it's it sounds like it's going to be legit.
Where is it in Indy?
It is on Windsor,
just outside of downtown.
Yeah, it's like right like on the east side, like kind of like near Mass Ave and like 70.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. The actual address, you guys, is 1258 Windsor Street, Indianapolis.
Okay.
So they are actually, Heartland Film is actually going to partner with them, or they're presenting a movie on March 26th at 7:30 p.m. Fantastic Fun Guy. I'm going to read the plot summary just for shits and giggles. Fantastic Fun Guy, a revelatory time-lapse journey from 2019 Maui Film Festival Visionary Award honoree and director Louis Schwartzberg about the magical, mysterious, and medicinal world of fungi and their power to heal, sustain, and contribute to the regeneration of life on Earth that began 3.5 billion years ago. That's March 26th at Kan Cinema. And they are also, they haven't announced the date yet, but they are also going to have Parasite in black and white, which I am excited because I haven't been able to see it in black and white. And I kind of don't want to wait for the Criterion release. And then later this month, they haven't announced the date yet for this either. They are screening a 1962 French film called The Umbrellas of Cherbourg.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah?
That's a great movie.
Really?
Oh, really?
Okay,
Yes.
Nice. Yeah, for those who don't know, like me, this simple romantic tragedy begins in 1957. Guy Faucher, a 20-year-old French auto mechanic, has fallen in love with 17-year-old Genevieve Emery, an employee in her widowed mother's chic but financially embattled umbrella shop. I'll stop reading there. So, like, that can kind of give you a little bit of a taste of some of the stuff that is going to be at Kan Cinema and Brasserie.
Sure.
Okay. Again, that's cancanindie.com.
They have not set a date for Umbrellas of Cherbourg?
They have not.
Okay.
But yeah, I will say that, like, touring the space, it's really cool. And like, I'm really excited for them to, open up and everything. They're going to have reserved seating, online seating and everything. It's not a dine-in theater like Studio Movie Grill. It's, the restaurant is independent of the movie theater, but they will have a bar, with a bunch of beers on tap and specialty drinks and everything. So you can, like, get a drink and take it into the movie and everything. Very excited because it's, something that is missing in the Indianapolis kind of film lovers scene.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, again, that's cancanindie.com, KANKANindie.com. This is not a sponsored thing, by the way. I'm just really excited about it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So yes, I think.
Yeah, I had mentioned to you, Matt, about, cause did you guys end up doing, like a group screening of something last year? I know it was brought up once or twice. Like It Chapter 2, maybe?
Yes, we did. Yeah.
So I had brought up to you potentially doing that with, the Facebook fan community.
That's right.
Doing an obsessive viewer screening of something at some point.
And I am totally all for that. By the way, they do have membership tiers and everything that you can buy memberships to it. That gets you, like, let's run down some of the membership deals. Become a member. So like they have different levels. Like you get, like for $50 you get Super 8 level, which is 2 free ticket vouchers per year. Access to all membership events. They have special events for members. Discounts at all other art house theaters via the art house visiting member program. Oh, that's neat. And they have different levels and everything. So yeah, check that out. cancanindie.com.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And I'll post something on the Facebook group in the next week or so about
definitely
getting some interest for that.
Absolutely.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So shall we go into our extended potpourri?
Yes.
Good.
Let's do it.
Okay, so yeah, we're gonna do an extended potpourri on the show today. So we just did one, but our life. So we're gonna do extended potpourri. So if this is your first time listening, extended potpourri is just an extension of the potpourri segment of our normal episodes. And those potpourri segments are basically us winding down the episode with us talking just freely about things we've watched lately, things that we're looking forward to, anything we want, as long as it smells good. We're going to be non-spoiler throughout this episode, so don't worry, but still check the show notes if you want to skip around a little bit. I put timestamps for all of the discussions. So, Benjamin, what do you have for potpourri?
All right. First thing, I would love to talk about the FX miniseries Devs. I don't know. It's stupid that I'm saying this. It's technically not FX because it's FX on Hulu.
Right.
Some Disney synergy nonsense that they're doing.
You're not cool on that? I don't know why I said it like that.
No.
Yeah. It is a weird branding thing, like FX on Hulu. It's like, okay.
It's pretty unnecessary. I guess it's just like they're trying to maintain FX's like edginess.
Yeah. I think part of it is also they are having like their back catalog on there now. So like Terriers is on there that no one watched. But also it's like they're making a big deal of it being like, well, now new episodes of FX shows are on Hulu the next day. It's like, hasn't that always kind of been the case?
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well,
but anyway,
Basic Cable's getting its ass kicked too. I mean, I think
probably
FX and TBS and TNT.
AMC.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I don't even know if they're getting their ass kicked, but none of the shows that are on there are really causing a blip on my radar.
Right.
No,
yeah,
like
most
at all.
people's radar.
No.
Like everybody's all about streaming. And
Yeah. Honestly, well,
the network shows are hanging around still.
Yeah. But honestly, Ben, Devs is on my radar because of FX on Hulu.
Right.
And the first thing that I'm going to talk about is something I watched because of FX on Hulu. So it's working. But yeah, so Devs, I've been really excited to see it, and I was supposed to watch it, but I didn't watch it. So yeah.
Well, it's definitely worth checking out. It's
definitely.
I knew you were going to say that.
Moving on. It's written, directed, and created by Alex Garland of Ex Machina and Annihilation. It stars Sonoya Mizuno, Nick Offerman, Jin Ha, and Zach Grenier. Those are the only people that I semi-recognize. Wow. So it's a limited series. I think, according to the Wikipedia page, there's only 8 episodes, and they're being released on Thursdays. Right now, there's only 2 episodes out. Third is coming out this week. So I watched both episodes back to back. I enjoyed it.
Nice.
It definitely has that Ex Machina vibe. So if you liked Ex Machina, you'll most likely like this. So Nick Offerman is this like, he's kind of like the Oscar Isaac role in Ex Machina. He's this mysterious, reclusive tech CEO guy, and he's pretty solid in this. I enjoyed it. He's kind of playing against type, although he's still kind of a, I don't know if I'd say a crotchety kind of guy, but you definitely don't want to fuck with him.
Right.
Okay.
So there's that kind of parallel to Ex Machina. There's so it's about Sonoya Mizuno and I think it's Jin Ha play boyfriend and girlfriend. They work for Nick Offerman's company, and it's this kind of vague tech company. Like, you don't know exactly what they do there or what they produce. But their boyfriend and girlfriend, they work there in different departments. The boyfriend gets this promotion by Nick Offerman to this program within the company called Devs, which is super secret. Nobody knows what they do or anything that goes on there, and it's in this separate building. And this building that they go to is very futuristic kind of looking. It's all like magnets, and it's this very kind of like minimal aesthetic that's very similar to the house from Ex Machina.
Nice.
But the first episode honestly was a little kind of frustrating just because it is so vague. Like they make a very big point to not divulge a whole lot about what this company does or like what's going on there or why they're being so secretive. So that was kind of frustrating, and then it really, the last part of that episode and then the second episode really got it going. So I'm pretty hooked at this point. I enjoyed it.
Interesting.
Sweet.
That's interesting since Alex Garland seems to be very keen on kind of getting you right into it. Like I'm thinking of the beginning of Ex Machina. Like, I mean, General Hux just gets the notification, gets like a bunch of things, and it's like you're in.
Yeah, that's true.
And then obviously 28 Days Later, which he wrote. Yeah.
Has Alex Garland ever done TV before? I don't even.
No.
Nope.
I didn't think so.
No, he has not.
Not as a director, I don't think.
Right.
Okay. I don't know about writing.
Yeah, I don't think so. But I'm very intrigued.
Yeah.
How would you compare it to, and have you watched any of, how would you compare it to like Westworld?
I've only seen the first season of Westworld. You could probably make some comparisons. I think, I don't know if, I mean, this is all just speculation, but I think it probably has something to do with like either cloning or AI or some kind of technology that is, too much. I don't know.
Okay.
It's probably not a great way of putting it, but, stuff that we shouldn't be fucking with.
Yeah.
So it's, I can see the parallels with Westworld a little bit. It's not as, at least so far, it's not super sci-fi-y.
Okay.
But I enjoy it. I'm excited to watch the rest.
I'm excited to start it, in a timely manner. Yeah, I'm very excited to check it out.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to talk the wife into watching it.
Nice. Nice.
It is kind of long, I will say.
Okay.
The first episode is like 56 minutes, I think, plus commercials, which if you don't have, if you have the Hulu subscription without commercials, it's not a problem, obviously. But
I've got that, and it is a godsend. I would say.
Okay.
Like, I resisted it for a long time because I was like, okay, it's just ads. Who cares? Like ads, like they take like 30 seconds or something of it. But like when I made the switch, I was like, oh, I'm never going back. This is I've got a taste for the life, and I just can't.
right.
Yeah, so that's neat. I'll check it out, and we'll have to reconvene at some point and talk about it.
Definitely.
Yeah. Should I go next? Because I have something semi-related to that.
Yeah, go nuts, man.
Okay, are you sure, Tiny?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Tiny.
I'll be here.
Okay. Anyway, Dave on FXX. I watched the first 2 episodes of Dave. Are you guys familiar with Dave?
I don't think so, no.
Okay. Are you guys familiar with Little Dicky?
Yes.
Okay. Dave is Little Dicky's show.
Nice.
It is a autobiographical. Holy shit. Coronavirus
Based on a true story.
Yes. It is his based on true story show. No, it's a semi-autobiographical, or maybe totally autobiographical, but he is the star and showrunner of it, and it is just basically him trying to make it in the rap game and everything. It is silly, yeah. And it's like, it's if you know Little Dicky's music, like it's his sensibilities, his comedic timing and everything. It's like it's a Little Dicky show.
That bitch don't know about Pangea.
That bitch don't know about Pangea. Bring it a poop.
I love his music.
Oh my God. Pillow Talking is an incredible piece of work. Which the woman in Pillow Talking plays his girlfriend in Dave.
Sweet.
Yeah. So great. Anyway, so watch the first 2 episodes. A lot of it is kind of self-deprecating humor, but he has this bravado to him that is just kind of trademark Little Dicky mannerisms and stuff. A lot of it's kind of people underestimating him and kind of him second guessing his decisions and being super neurotic and everything. So far, the first 2 episodes, they're working for me. Nice. I'm liking it. I will say that it was pointed out to me that there was a tweet from a woman in the television industry that said something to the effect of, it was like sharing a Variety article where Little Dicky was like, I don't know anything about TV, but they gave me a TV show. And the woman had shared it and said something to the effect of, I have friends who fight constantly to be the showrunner of the show that they created because the studio wants to wants to take their job away and give it to a man. And this guy is just handed a TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a tricky subject. And if I can go on a little bit of a soapbox, all I'll say is that I read the article and it's, there's a lot of stuff in there that's like, okay, you're not helping your case, Little Dicky. Cause he's like, I've never written a TV show. I don't know anything about it. And, I think it's Jeff Schaffer is like co-running it with him, who Jeff Schaffer is he did like The League and a bunch of like really like big like sitcoms. And so I think he worked on Seinfeld at one point.
Oh, wow.
And I would actually say that Dave in concept is kind of Seinfeld-esque.
Yeah.
But I will say that while I do find that criticism and that issue to be valid, like the idea that, okay, female showrunners are constantly trying to prove their worth as showrunners when male showrunners don't have to do that, and them fighting to keep their shows. Like, yeah, that is a real problem and everything. I think that it is a little too, what's the word I'm looking for? Reductive to kind of just say like, oh, this guy has no experience or anything, and he was just given a show. It's like, okay, he has a following, he has a career that I don't know how much creative energy he puts in, like he himself puts into his videos and everything, but he got his rise on YouTube, and Pillow Talking is an incredible concept for a song and for a video. Like the comedic timing of it is perfect. Like I think it's reductive to say like, oh, this random white guy was just given a show. Cause it's like, it's not like he didn't put in work for years to get to that point. So that's my soapbox. I do appreciate the issues being raised by that tweet. I don't think that it is correlating well with this. I don't think it's a fair correlation, for Dave.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
He's got a really funny song and video called "Save That Money."
Yeah,
so
it's
funny.
Great.
Yeah, it's kind of antipathy or antithesis of the rap game, if you will.
Yeah. Oh,
very, very clever.
Oh, yeah. I will say that the opening scene is just a prolonged dick joke that plays off of him / his character's neuroses in a very satisfying way. It's fun. I'm having fun with the show. I will say also that the second episode, the last line of the second episode just, I wouldn't say destroyed me, but like it hit me in a way that I was like, that's so clever. It's really like, okay, I see you, Little Dicky. Don't isolate that. But I see you, and I will continue watching.
Nice.
Anyway. So that's my first potpourri. Any comments on that? Have you guys watched it or anything?
I haven't. No,
I haven't.
Okay.
I want to though.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Tiny potpourri.
I'm going to pull a doubleheader because they both involve the same person.
Okay.
And I don't have a ton to say about either.
Okay.
So, the person for the doubleheader is Jason Bateman.
Okay.
One, I am very much looking forward to season 3 of Ozark.
Okay.
Which comes out like this week. I think
nice.
like tomorrow or something. Like it's...
I got like 5 episodes in. I need to go back and watch it.
That's great. Love it because he's I don't know if he like created that show or he's a producer on it for sure and star of it.
Directed an episode.
Directed some of it and stuff. So, but yeah, it's a fantastic show. I didn't even watch the trailer for it because I was like, I just want to go in and just see it.
I want to watch more of it because I want to make this joke.
Oh boy.
I want to say, it's basically Bateman bad. Because it's similar in concept, sort of, to Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad. Right.
Bateman bad.
Right.
Bateman bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jokes are always great when you gotta explain them.
I know. Yep. Anyway.
Had to be a dick. So yeah, I can't wait for Ozark, season 3. Man, it's just, the characters are just fantastic on that show.
Nice.
And then, just this week, the limited series finale of The Outsider on HBO.
Oh, yeah.
Aired on Sunday.
I still have not started that.
Yeah, you're crazy, man.
TowerJunkiesPod.com.
You cray, bro.
Okay.
That's why I won't say a lot about it, because I think we're probably going to talk about it on the other podcast on Tower Junkies. I know what it's called.
Yeah.
I know what it's called.
We'll cover it in like a year or two, probably.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But I was really happy with it. I think it's getting pretty good buzz. Like I think a lot of people liked it. I liked it. I think I liked it better than the book.
Oh, nice.
Which did we release the episode?
We didn't. We never recorded the episode.
We didn't. No. Is that the second time I've made that mistake?
It is. The episode that we recorded was Mr. Mercedes, and I wanted to do like the Bill Hodges trilogy and then The Outsider because of the Holly Gibney of it all.
Holly Gibney connection, yeah.
But all of that is forthcoming.
Damn.
TowerJunkiesPod.com.
That's one of the things that I've heard about that show is that it's almost better than the book.
I think I liked it better than the book. There's not to spoil the book or the show, but there's some interesting thematic exercises in the book where like there's these like kind of two genres, and it like you read the first half of the book and it's like one genre, and then it literally just flips on its head and goes to another genre for the second half of the book. And I wasn't crazy about it. Like I thought it was kind of weird, and I don't know how well it worked necessarily in the book. It wasn't a complete failure, and it wasn't a terrible book. It was a pretty solid book. But that part was kind of jarring, and it was kind of weird. But in the show they didn't do that. It was a pretty cool blend.
Interesting.
The way they blended the two themes or the two genres together, if you will, and it worked really well. Like as I was watching the first episode, I was like, oh, they're going there already. Okay, wow, they're not gonna do what old Stevie K did. They're gonna do their own thing. But yeah, and just tonally was really, really well done. I loved the cast. Ben Mendelsohn is the kind of the star. Cynthia Erivo, just an Oscar nominated actress. She's fantastic as Holly Gibney. Just crushes it. And then there's just some other great performances in there. Patty Considine is fantastic in it. Gosh, who else is in that one? Jason Bateman himself.
Yeah.
Stars in it. Stars in it in a way.
Right.
I
want to say he directed
the first 2 episodes.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, someone else took over. Dennis Lehane wrote.
Oh, nice.
Several episodes. I was like, holy shit. Like, I thought he was like a competitor of Stephen King, and here he is, like, writing his...
He also wrote several episodes of The Wire.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah. Okay. I believe so. I'm like 99% sure. Like 97% sure. I'm like 92% sure.
Anyways, it was really good, really satisfying. I think I'm going to watch it again.
Nice.
With the wife, because again, it's like she's into like the murder mystery type stuff.
Okay.
There's some of that in the story, so it's really great. HBO is still putting out fantastic stuff, amidst all the, the quality streaming stuff that's going on right now.
And how many episodes is it?
It's 10.
Okay.
It's kind of, it seems kind of long. They're all an hour, like it's 10 hours. It's full 10 hours. And I think kind of the middle maybe like episodes like 5 to 8. There's a bit of a lull there. It's just it kind of drags a little bit, but the characters are so great and they're such good acting that I didn't really mind. It's typical. It's not typical for me to. Typically I would just wait for the show to come out, like, because they did it week to week, obviously, and just binge it all at once. But I couldn't wait. Monday or Tuesday I'd just get home from work and watch the episode. So I was really into it. Yeah,
I need to be better about watching TV.
You do. WTF, bro.
I really do. But to answer my question, Dennis Lehane wrote 3 episodes of The Wire, 1 episode of Boardwalk Empire, and 8 episodes of Mr. Mercedes.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
He's like an author, too, right? Am I crazy?
Yeah, he did Mystic River and Gone Baby Gone?
Yeah, I believe so.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep. Live by Night.
Gone Baby Gone.
Gone Baby Gone. I can't do it.
I fucking love that, the Hyundai Sonata commercial with Chris Evans and John Krasinski and Rachel Dratch. Did you guys see that?
No.
You didn't see that? The Super Bowl commercial?
I might have seen it once.
Really?
I don't really remember. Oh,
No,
right.
your
Because
audience,
they've got these thick Boston accents.
Yeah, they got these really thick Boston accents.
Okay.
Because there's a new feature on the Hyundai Sonata where it'll like park itself.
Jesus.
Yeah. And they call it Smart Park. And,
Smart Park.
It's like perfect for a Boston accent. So there's like, call it a smart pack. And John Krasinski and Chris Evans are both from Boston area, even though they don't really have the accents. I don't know about Rachel Dratch, but she was famous on SNL for doing that sketch where her and Jimmy Fallon were like Boston kids.
Oh, yeah.
You're retarded. No, you are. Like that one, if people remember that.
Okay.
But yeah, I have memorized that entire commercial because it's just so hilarious.
That's awesome. I'll put a link in the show notes.
Yeah. It's fantastic.
Nice. Ben, are you interested in The Outsider or anything that Tiny is?
I've heard good things about it. I mean, at this point, my list of TV shows to watch is just a mile long. So
yeah.
There's so much.
If I get to it, it'll be a while.
Yeah.
Unless you want to have me on Tower Junkies.
Yeah. May have to. Because I may be getting kicked off of that show. What's your next Potpourri segment?
Well, I'll stick with HBO and I'll talk about the documentary series McMillions.
Oh, nice.
Sweet. Yeah, I want to watch that.
Okay. Neither of you have
Haven't
watched
seen
it
it yet. Is it over? Have they finished airing all of them?
I don't know anything about it.
The last episode just aired on Monday of this week.
Okay.
Is it produced by the Obamas?
No.
Or did I make that
I don't
up?
think so.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well.
Thanks, Obama. But yeah, it's about, so everyone remembers the Monopoly game from McDonald's.
Right.
I don't know about you guys, but I have crazy memories of eating McDonald's too much when they had that and just being way too excited to play it. But it's about in the late 90s, early 2000s, the FBI discovered there was a scam involved with the Monopoly game, and there were people that were winning the $1 million prizes, but they were all related. And so
Really?
it's a really interesting series. It's 6 episodes, and it's very stylized. I don't know how to describe it really. There's a lot of like recreations kind of, but some of it, I don't know. Some of it I didn't really go for. Some of it was okay, but the guy that really will get you hooked is this FBI agent. His name's, I think, like Doug Matthews. And at the time he was this like brand new FBI agent. So he was trying to like make a name for himself. And he was, he's one of those guys who just like doesn't want to get bogged down in these boring like financial crimes. And, so he gets this tip about the Monopoly game from this old timer who just like couldn't make any headway on it, and he starts to follow up on it. And he just, without saying too much, he kind of makes the series, especially in that first episode or two, he makes it worth watching. Like, he's the best part about it.
Nice.
So he's just this outlandish kind of FBI agent who, I don't know, maybe it's kind of lame to say he goes against the rules, but he kind of plays by his own rules or whatever. But he has all these he has all these outlandish ideas that normally the FBI just would never go for, but somehow he gets them to work. Like, he gets McDonald's to go in on this, and they start filming these fake, like, interviews with the winners, quote unquote. And it's basically them building up evidence for their case about, like, catching them in a lie.
That's awesome.
And so they go into detail about, like, these FBI agents are operating this camera equipment. They don't know what they're doing. And this Doug Matthews guy is basically, like, playing this director, and he's just outlandish, and it's really funny to watch. But so it's just a funny, like, some of the things that they discover is just almost too good to be true. Like, you find out that it was, like, the mob was involved, and the way that the guy that ran the whole thing was able to, like, get these winning Monopoly pieces from this super secure, facility where they made them and they produced them. How he was able to get them was just really interesting. Nice. But then on the other side, you have these really kind of sad stories about, like, the people that won. They knew what they were doing, obviously, but there's one lady who just, like, she was broke and just wanted to provide for her son. Yeah. So, that was a really interesting twist. And then, like, the company that did the marketing for it and the company that printed them, like, they eventually, like, shut down production because of this, because McDonald's didn't want to do business with them, and they were the main source of business for them. So all these people lost their jobs just because this one guy wanted to steal some Monopoly pieces and give them away to his own family members. Jeez. Wow. So it's a really good documentary series. I liked it. I would say it's a little too long. You could probably take out an episode or two and be okay, but I think the fact that it is so sprawling and so wide of a scam was just part of what justified the 6 episodes. Okay. So
definitely gonna watch that one.
Yeah. I'll have to check that out. And it's interesting, on HBO they have a podcast for it too.
Yeah.
Nice.
Similar to how they did Chernobyl.
Awesome.
So I like that that's a trend now.
I haven't listened to that yet. I'm kind of curious about it.
Sweet. Nice. My next potpourri is something that I watched tonight, immediately after work. The Way Back, with Ben Affleck, directed by Gavin O'Connor, who made The Accountant and Miracle and something else, I'm sure. So The Way Back, I should probably read the plot summary. When I saw the trailer for it, first of all, I just had to hiccup a little bit. Oh, that was Al Madrigal. Okay. Anyway, I'm all over the place.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, totally. What you're talking about right now.
Oh, no, that's the plot summary. Oh, that was Al Madrigal. Okay. Plot summary for The Way Back. Jack Cunningham was an HS basketball phenom. I don't just say high school. Phenom who walked away from the game, forfeiting his future. Years later, when he reluctantly accepts a coaching job at his alma mater, he may get one last shot at redemption.
Sounds a lot like Mighty Ducks.
It kind of does.
It does.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. Oh, Gavin O'Connor made Warrior also.
Oh, that's a good movie.
Yeah, I have good memories of it. Ben Affleck, I will say, is fantastic in this movie.
Nice.
Gives a very good performance. The character is obviously very tortured and everything. Well, not obviously very tortured, because you don't find out why exactly he's tortured until about halfway through the movie, is when, like, that's one of the strengths of the movie, is that it starts out like, clearly this guy is on, he's not having a good go of it. He has a drinking problem, and you find out that he's he's separated from his wife, and then, like, as the movie progresses, like, there's more detail that's given to his character, and I kind of respect it for kind of holding that back. Like, ordinarily I would be like, okay, well, just get me to the point, get me to care about this character.
Yeah.
But for some reason it kind of worked for me. The problem that I had was that there were too many, like, dangling threads here and there that kind of, like, they introduced, like, a friend character who has a subplot, about the friend's daughter or son, and, like, it's a tricky thing because, like, it kind of feels like it doesn't fit in the movie, but the way that plot plays out, when I say that plot, I mean this character and his kid are in 2 scenes of the movie. Mm-hmm. It does play into Ben Affleck's character in an interesting and integral way, but it's also like, just, it kind of felt a little like, it felt like the movie was piecemealed together with, like, that kind of thing. And, like, there's, like, when he has kind of his rock bottom moment, it's like, okay, it's this random person that he's with, and then the only consequence to it is in his professional life and not in, like, any legal thing. I'm trying to be vague, but I don't know. It's kind of a little cluttered, but then also, it's also a basketball movie.
Yeah.
About a group of kids at a high school that, haven't had a winning season since he played on the team in the 90s. Mm. And so it's like, I appreciate the movie for the way that it develops his character in tandem with the team getting better, but there is not nearly enough of the team stuff in the movie to kind of justify it, or to kind of make it be put together well into a narrative. It kind of seems like it seems like it's wanting to be a basketball movie, kind of similar to the way that Friday Night Lights was a football movie.
Okay.
But it's also wanting to be this kind of self-destructive guy reclaiming and redeeming himself story, and it's like it doesn't know how to put those two things together in a satisfying way.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was okay. It was perfectly fine. The basketball scenes, like, there's not really any flourish to the way it's shot or anything. It's just presented, and we only get, like, brief kind of glimpses of it in the grand scheme of things. It's kind of weird. Like, I referenced Friday Night Lights, which I think is one of the best sports movies of all time that I've seen. And, like, that movie is all about the football and like depicting it in a very satisfactory way. Like, in this movie, it's like the basketball, like the sports stuff is like, you get not even really highlights, but like the kind of climactic game, which is another thing that I appreciate about it, is that they're not playing for the championship. Like, the kind of main arc for the team is that they want to make the playoffs. Yeah. Cause they haven't made the playoffs since the 90s. But the climactic game is like, it's shown to us in almost a montage fashion. Like, we don't get like a propulsion of we get a little bit of momentum as far as like the kind of highs and lows of the actual game and everything, but it's not constructed in a narratively satisfactory way, like the way that Friday Night Lights' kind of climactic game was. Like, that was like an edge of your seat kind of thing. Yeah. Here was like, okay, let's just get to like the kind of not cliched, but kind of cliched, like final play of the game and everything. And it's just kind of very rudimentary. And then when that climactic game occurs, we still got like 20 or 30 minutes left of the movie. And like, that's more just Ben Affleck's character's kind of spiral and rock bottom and like his character stuff, which is good, but it just feels like it's two competing movies.
Okay.
Yeah. Two competing movies, two movies that are existing on the same court and trying to get the Rock and the Hoop and
The Rock's in it?
No, he's not.
Damn.
No.
Dwayne Johnson?
Just the Rock, like feed me the Rock.
He's a little old to be playing a high school basketball player.
Well, I mean, he's very versatile.
I read that it was like the movie was like somewhat cathartic for Ben Affleck because
Right,
I heard that too.
Because he was like so stressed about his whole Batman thing and trying to get the Batman movie made that like he was like someone told him he was going to drink himself to death or something. And yeah, Gavin O'Connor came along and was like, "Hey, make this movie with me instead." Yeah.
And like I said, Ben Affleck does a great job in it. It's just the movie doesn't match his talent in it.
I felt the same way about The Accountant. Like,
I hated The Accountant.
Yeah, like the movie was. I was like, God, this is not good. But I was kind of impressed by his performance in that movie because he plays like an autistic character, and that's difficult That's a difficult performance, obviously.
Right.
But I actually appreciated what he did with it. Mm-hmm. But the movie was not that good.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yep. Have you seen The Way Back, Ben?
No.
Okay. Have you had any interest in seeing The Way Back, Ben?
Not really.
Okay.
I'll probably wait till it's Redbox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's serviceable. I will say Al Madrigal is a treat in it, though. He's like a good kind of supporting character in it.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Al Madrigal.
Yep. And Tiny?
Yeah, it's to me. Man, I have not been watching a lot of diverse stuff since we did our last extended potpourri.
Like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. But I mean, because there's not a lot I can bring up, the wife and I, we kind of started making our way through, I don't know how much you guys are going to want to talk about it, but we've been watching Fixer Upper. The Chip and Joanna Gaines show. Like they ended a couple years ago. They don't make the show anymore. They did their last season. And, if you're into the HGTV home renovation stuff, it's kind of the pinnacle of that, and we had seen plenty of the episodes before, but, it's all available on Hulu.
Oh, okay.
I want to say 6 or 7 seasons are all available. And I'm a big fan. I'm a sort of handy guy and I like to build things, and I really enjoy, I watch a lot of YouTube, and most of the people that I follow on there are like builders, like carpenters, electricians, like all kinds. And I really enjoy watching people build things, which is kind of a weird statement.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah. But, and so obviously Fixer Upper is a big, that's what they do. They renovate homes. And it's very fascinating to watch. Nice. If you're into that kind of thing, and the wife and I are both very much into it.
Sweet.
So and Chip Gaines is just like a really funny guy. He's genuinely a goofball. But it's a fun show. If, like I said, you kind of have to be into the whole home renovation thing. But, the whole, Joanna Gaines and Chip Gaines, their brand just launched so many things, and they're just, their influence is just crazy. Anything farmhouse related is really because of Joanna Gaines, and that style of design is it's at the top right now, and everybody wants a farmhouse style.
Do they have a line of something at Target?
Yeah, they release their own style, their own design stuff, interior, knickknacks, basically. They, but I think they have a furniture line too that's available at Ashley Furniture.
Okay.
But the whole, they're responsible for launching that, and that TV show. That's what made it so popular. And they put the town of Waco, Texas on the map. Well, they made it relevant again for a good reason. Dick. God.
They're talking about farmhouses and stuff too.
The Branch Davidians didn't put it on the map. They almost took it off the map.
Right.
How often are they wearing jumpsuits with Nikes?
God. Oh my God.
Have you guys watched there's one of those fixer-upper type shows that's based here in Indy, right?
Yeah, Good Bones.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I went to high school with that girl.
Really?
Did you really?
Uh-huh. She was a year older than me, but
Okay.
I mean, I never like talked to her or anything, but I recognized her name when I heard about the show.
She has a unique name. I forget what it is.
Mina Starziak.
Mina. Yeah, that's right. So, yeah, she kind of put Fountain Square on the map, sort of. That's where she and her mom. Nobody killed a bunch of people in Fountain Square that I'm aware of.
I thought you were going to say something like, yeah, she put Oklahoma City on the map.
Jesus Christ. Oh. Can always rely on Matt to take it to an awkward place.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my gosh.
Jesus. But what was the name of that show?
Good Bones.
Good Bones? Okay.
Yeah, it's the same thing. They renovate homes. And they've really gone to... I think they've probably been on the air for 5, 6, 7 seasons.
Really?
Sure. Like that, yeah.
Is it like on like HGTV?
Yeah, it's on HGTV.
Really?
She renovates homes with her mom.
Wow. Is it like mostly in Fountain Square, or is it like just like
pretty much all in Fountain Square, like Indianapolis area?
Yeah, it's Fountain Square is pretty much prime territory for that kind of show.
Yeah.
They've actually moved. She's moved on to a different neighborhood now because basically property values have gone up so much,
Right?
That it's like it's not as there too many homes are getting snatched up and renovated without her. That's so it's like I don't know.
Wow.
I don't actually watch that one. But we've seen plenty of the episodes, but we haven't watched it as much. But yeah, there's all kinds of shows like that now. Yeah, it's if you're into that kind of thing, it's fun.
Nice. It seems like a good like kind of. I don't know. Like I've never gotten into like that type of show or anything, but it seems like a good like. It seems like a type of show that I need to watch.
It's dorky. It's kind of dorky.
Well,
you just spend the whole time like, oh, I love those countertops.
Because I'm always like stressed out about watching stuff, so it feels like that's something I can throw on and just kind of like.
Definitely is. Yeah.
That and what's the one with the twins?
Property Brothers.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Those two are almost constantly on TVs at the gym when I'm working out.
Yep. Yep.
Well, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah. Do you guys want to do one more round real quick?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Ben?
I'll give a quick Apple TV update.
Oh, nice.
Which I'm sure the fans are dying to hear. My wife and I actually watched one called Mythic Quest Raven's Banquet.
I've heard about this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You go ahead. Sorry.
So it's a sitcom, half-hour sitcom, starring Rob McElhenney from Always Sunny. He's one of the co-creators with Charlie Day and Megan Gans.
Nice.
So Rob McElhenney's a star. Charlie Day never shows up. I don't know why. But it's got a really good cast. It's him. It's Danny Pudi, F. Murray Abraham.
Wow.
David, only half of his name is showing up on IMDb. David Hornsby, who is Rickety Cricket in Always Sunny.
Yeah.
Nice.
So total 180 character for him. He actually plays a functioning human being, so it's kind of funny. But it's a pretty funny show. It's Rob McElhenney is this creator of this video game that's kind of like World of Warcraft, one of those like MMORPGs kind of things. And it's just this kind of like workplace kind of sitcom. Danny Pudi plays like the financial guy. F. Murray Abraham plays like the story creator, story writer. David Hornsby is the, I forget exactly what his title is, but he kind of like keeps them all in line. Charlotte, I'm gonna butcher her name, Charlotte Nickdow. She's the kind of like the head programmer, coder kind of person, and her character is really funny. She's kind of like the straight man character. So she's, but it's a really funny kind of workplace sitcom. It's only, I think, 9 episodes.
Have all of them aired?
Yes.
Or? Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, my wife and I, we watched it over the course of like 2 or 3 days. And I believe it's already been renewed for at least season 2, maybe even season 3.
Cool.
But I've enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to season 2. I would say at this point it's safe to be an Apple TV subscriber.
Nice.
There's one of the other shows that I tried to watch, but I didn't get around to, is one called Little America, which I've heard is really good.
Oh yeah, that's
Emily V.
co-created
Gordon.
by, and Kumail.
Yes.
It's, I don't know.
Just kind of an anthology kind of story about immigration. That's really all that I know about it, but I've heard some good buzz around it, so I'm sure I'll get around to it eventually.
Nice. As far as Mythic Quest is concerned, I've heard that, like, I think there's like one episode, I think it's like episode 5 is supposedly like one of the like best episodes ever of anything.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. It is a very good episode. It's like a standalone episode where like none of the regular cast is in it. It's actually like, it's Jake Johnson and
Kristen Milioti.
Yes, that sounds right. Yeah,
the mother from How I Met Your Mother.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. So it's just one episode with them, and I guess it's not really a bottle episode, but it's just about them. But yeah, it is a very good episode, and it kind of, at first it kind of comes out of nowhere, but eventually you kind of understand why they did that and how it comes into play later. It really pays off. So, yeah.
Nice.
That's cool.
Mythic Quest. It's good stuff.
Sweet. So I said that, hang on real quick. I'm so sorry.
Is Sunny still in the air?
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought it was.
Yeah. I think it's
it's
astonishing to me.
It is, yeah.
I think it's starting season 15 now.
Something like that.
Jeez.
Pretty soon.
I quit watching a long time ago.
I did too, and like not for a lack of quality.
Right, me
Like
either.
I just stopped watching.
Yeah.
But like, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, it blows my mind because, like, I have memories of, I think, blind buying the DVDs.
Oh, really?
And, like, watching, like, the first couple of seasons on DVD, like, ad nauseum. And, like, it was on the bubble for the longest time. And,
Right.
like, I was blown away, but, like, I would have, if you would have gone back in time and, like, said to me, like, hey, they're just starting their 15th season, I'd have been like, you are fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Because there's no way that this is going to get past, like, season 3 or 4.
Right.
Right, yeah.
It's super low budget, but very high concept.
Yes.
I think that's what makes it work, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Because it has such a niche audience, but like obviously a very loyal audience.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember that was like one of the first shows that was on Hulu. So that's how I was introduced to it. I watched, I think it might have been the first 2 seasons.
Okay.
And then, so I watched that, and then I forget now which season was the last one that I watched, but
Yeah.
every time that I go back and like try to catch up, I'm further along than I thought I was.
Same here.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Every once in a while, let's look at the Dayman song stuck in
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Yeah. God.
Just so good. So I'm going to double up on this potpourri segment because I said that it would be the last round, and I forgot that I had 2 things. First, I'll just briefly say that I watched a movie called The Warrant, starring Neil McDonough. It's I think straight to DVD, Western, like post-Civil War Western movie where Neil McDonough he is doing a John Wayne impression and it kind of works really well. Basically him and Casper Van Dien used to be buddies in the war, and then something tragic happens to Casper Van Dien's son, turns him onto a dark path, and the movie is basically post-Civil War. Neil McDonough is conscripted by his U.S. Marshal son to find Casper Van Dien and serve a warrant to him. It's pretty okay. Like, it's pretty charming, honestly. Like, it's kind of a relief to see a movie like this that's like a Western with some gritty kind of stuff, but created and depicted in a way that's more duty bound and I don't want to say lighthearted, but it's more about like familial relationships, and it's more it's not that gritty like oh, the Old West is terrible and we're like they're all dying from coronavirus, but but no, it's not like this gritty like Western thing. It's like kind of a almost an affirming kind of thing, and it's kind of low budget and everything, but Neil McDonough is pretty solid in it, and it takes some turns that I didn't see coming, and then I wouldn't say scoffed at, but I was just like, okay, that's fine, it works. But it was kind of charming. It's called The Warrant. It's out on DVD from Mill Creek Entertainment. And the other thing I want to bring up is, and this might be something that I do in the bonus episode I'm planning if I get around to it. So I've been buying so many Criterion Blu-rays. You have. It's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I'm glad you recognize it.
I know. Well, I'm done buying them now. Like, to justify it, they had a flash sale that was 50% off all in-stock stuff. And then Amazon has most of them for like $10 cheaper than the Criterion website has them. Plus I got my bonus. So I'm just like, you know what? I'll splurge a little bit. So I have like all like these massive plans for written review series that span like years in advance, 2 years, in advance. Who knows if I'll pull them off. Ben, please keep writing stuff for the website, because if I fail that, we won't have any content. But I do want to mention one of the movies that I watched, because I've been buying them and watching them. Another plus side to that is I have Criterion Channel, which is also a ridiculous thing to say because I've been buying the Blu-rays. But I think I said in a previous episode that Criterion Channel doesn't have like a PS4 app or anything. I have to stream it from my phone to the TV with my Chromecast, and it buffers a lot. It's a whole mess. But the thing that's really cool about it is that I can download the commentary tracks to my phone and listen to them as if they were podcasts. So what I've been doing is watching the Criterion Blu-rays at home, and then the next day listening to the commentary tracks. A lot of fun. So, one movie I want to highlight because it's fresh in my mind is I watched Failsafe. Finally. Failsafe from 1964. Sidney Lumet, movie about, nuclear annihilation on the cusp of, like, basically a nuclear warhead is going to Russia erroneously, and the movie is about, us trying to stop it, and preventing all out war. It is incredible. I rated it at 5 stars. It's beautiful. Like, it's brilliant. Like, it is such an interesting depiction of how, like, I'll read my blurb from Letterboxd because I'm running low on steam here. Failsafe is a masterpiece of tension and horrific verisimilitude. First time I've ever used that word. I'm so excited. I Googled it and everything. No, it's as much a ticking clock thriller as it is a conversation with the audience, showing us a fragility in the ecosystem of world governments and the people in charge of them. The decisions made by Henry Fonda as the president reverberate through the film. The extreme reactions of men in some scenes are immediately brought down to earth as they and we are reminded of the severity of the situation. Lumet reminds us at every corner that this isn't a piece of entertainment as much as it's a window into a horrific possibility. So I've been really interested in seeing Failsafe because it's a 1960s kind of like reaction to the Cold War happening. And it's a political thriller. Also, it's like I had wanted to watch it because with Anthology I've gone through the Twilight Zone and everything, and I wanted to see it because it seemed to pair well with the content of the Twilight Zone and the subtext, which is interesting because Failsafe does feature Fritz Weaver, who was in an episode of Twilight Zone in season 1, where they want to leave the planet because it's about to be blown to smithereens by nuclear war.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Typecast.
Yeah, right. But the movie is incredible. It's interesting because it came out the same year as Doctor Strangelove, which is basically the same plot but satire.
Yeah, great movie.
Yeah, both great. I have the Blu-ray on Criterion. I'm planning a double feature review of Failsafe and Doctor Strangelove that will go up on Election Day. And I think
Nice.
and I think I'm going to sandwich in between them another Blu-ray Criterion edition that I got in the mail yesterday, The Manchurian Candidate.
Nice.
So yeah, anyway,
The
more
original
on
or
the
the
original. Oh
That's
yeah.
a great movie too.
Oh yeah. So I am knee deep in Criterion editions, and I am loving it. Speaking of McMillions, I'm loving it. Anyway, it's great stuff. I look forward to more written reviews from me on that front on the website.
Can I interject with one more Criterion recommendation?
Oh God, yes.
So I don't know if this is on the Criterion channel, but it is a Criterion movie.
Mm-hmm.
Certified Copy. Either of you guys familiar?
No.
No, but I do believe it is on Criterion channel.
Okay. I watched this before the end of last year because I had seen it on a bunch of best of the decade lists, and it is incredible. It's again, it's called Certified Copy, directed by Abbas Kiarostami, who is a director that I've never seen any of his other works, from Iran, it looks like.
Yep.
But it's got Juliette Binoche and William Schimmel, who I had seen Juliette Binoche in a few things, but not him, although he looks kind of familiar. He's in Amour, which I have not seen yet. Okay. That's about it, I think. But it's, I loved Certified Copy. I would recommend it to anyone. It's got one of, if not the best shots that I've ever seen in a movie, I would say.
Really?
It's, and I don't want to give too much away about the plot because it's not really a spoilery kind of movie, but I don't want to give you any preconceived notions. Okay. But it's about William Schimmel is this author who's doing a book tour in, I think, Italy or France. And Juliette Binoche is a fan of his, and she goes to one of his book readings. And they spend a day together. And this shot that I'm referring to is just... it's an exterior shot looking in on the windshield of the car as they drive through Italy or wherever they are. And so you can see the reflection of the buildings as they're driving down this kind of alleyway or whatever. And it's this one take. I don't even know how long it is, but it's impressive how long it is. And I don't even really remember what they're talking about, but the dialogue throughout the whole movie is just incredible. But they're having this kind of passive-aggressive argument, and you can see in the reflection of the buildings, in the reflection of the car, the buildings on opposite sides, and it kind of separates them, and so all you see in between them is the sky, and it's incredible just
nice.
What the symbolism between that, and just watch it. It's incredible. It's a great movie.
When you said that they were having a passive aggressive argument and stuff, I wanted to say you would say that. Stupid.
So Juliette Binoche is fantastic.
Nice.
Anyone that's unfamiliar or even relatively familiar with her. She's great in everything that I've seen. Last year was kind of my first exposure to her.
I can't think of anything I've seen with her.
Tiny's favorite movie of 2019, High Life.
Yeah.
Oh.
She was in that, yeah.
She's in that. She's
Chocolat.
Yeah.
Oh,
she won an Oscar for that, I think.
Delightful, beautiful movie.
I think she won an Oscar for that. Right?
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's won an Oscar. I know that. I don't know if it was for that one though.
She's French.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
French.
Mhm.
Closing thought? Because I think we should probably wrap it up.
Sure.
By the way, the certified copy is on Criterion channel. So there's no commentary track though. But anyway, there are a few bonus features, on there. But anyway, if you want to see some really good, like, shots like you described, Ben, basically every movie that, like everything in Kurosawa's catalog that's on Criterion is splendid. Like your, comment about that scene with the windshield and everything reminds me of the last scene in the movie High and Low, which I watched last night for the first time since like high school. Basically I've been watching a lot of Kurosawa movies, to increase my, snobby cred.
It's like you're 15 again.
I know, right? And now I can kind of actually understand what's going on. But I am getting so much enjoyment and so much, enjoyment out of just the way that Kurosawa fills a frame. It is literally unlike anything I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
It's incredible. Have you seen any of his movies?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
He's been a real blind spot for me, but
Nice.
I'm excited to watch some of them.
Good.
Yes.
I would almost say don't start with Seven Samurai
No.
because it's 4 hours or whatever.
Yeah, 3.5 hours, but
Yeah.
it is incredible.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
But I've only seen it the one time because I was like, man, that was really good.
Really?
How long ago? How long was this freaking thing? Like, it's
Oh,
just,
I've seen it
so
so
long.
many times at this point.
Yeah, I think I only seen it the one time.
It's wow.
Yeah.
I gave you my DVD, didn't I?
I think so.
Do you still own it?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. Because like that was like one of the first Criterion DVDs I got, and it was like it's not a good transfer, and like
Yeah.
I think when they redid the release, they did it like they retranslated it, they redid a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
So anyway, Seven Samurai is amazing, but High and Low is incredible.
Nice.
It's one of
Okay.
his contemporary Japanese movies, and it's basically, I'll run through it real quick. Toshiro Mifune plays a kind of like an executive at a shoe manufacturer, who basically his chauffeur's son is kidnapped and held for ransom. And the movie is just astounding. It does this incredible thing where half the movie is this kidnap storyline, the other half movie is this police procedural, which I was delighted because there was a scene where a detective has to go to a landfill and is interviewing someone that's working at the landfill, and like this movie came out in like 1962 or 64, and like the scene is literally like it is like the prototypical it is like of the kind of now cliched like Law and Order, like
Yeah.
like dude doing his job and
Blue
answering
collar
questions.
guy answering questions. Yeah.
This guy's
Okay.
just doing his job, and then he's like, "So, did you see this and everything?" And so I was just delighted by that. But
Wow.
it also features a scene involving it's a dance sequence that Tarantino not ripped off, but inspired.
Borrows from.
Where he got the inspiration for the dance scene in Pulp Fiction.
Okay.
But yeah, the ending scene is just magnificent, and it's basically two characters that are having a conversation, and each time it cuts to the face of the other one, there's a piece, like the reflection of the other one is reflected in the glass that's separating them, and it's this incredible, like, just beautifully done thing. So I don't know, it's incredible.
People dance because dance can change things.
We can dance if we want to.
What?
You look at that. Remember that reference? That's like the tagline for "You Got Served Too."
Oh shit!
I remember you used to say that.
I was so
It would make me laugh every fucking time because that is the dumbest tagline in the history of cinema.
People dance because dance can change things.
Yeah,
I fucking forgot about that.
Wow.
My God.
I mean, it's not wrong.
no, it's
not
true.
wrong.
It's not wrong. But it's the tagline for "You Got Served Too." I think it's the sequel.
Wow.
Wow. So thank you guys for listening to The Obsessive Viewer. Yeah, anything else, guys?
Breaking news.
Oh,
Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson diagnosed with coronavirus.
seriously?
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Jesus.
CNN front page.
It's real now, you guys. It's real.
Oh,
It's officially here.
oh, I don't like that.
Wow. And they're older, too. I mean,
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
In a statement posted on Instagram, Hanks said he and his wife were traveling in Australia.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Which is where your boss or whatever just got back from.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Well, I think a lot of flights to Australia go through Asian, like Japan or Hong Kong or something, which is kind of, a hotbed for coronavirus. Jeez.
Wow. That's, well, I hope they're okay.
Wow.
Wow. So thank you guys for listening to The Obsessive Viewer.
Nice like a box of chocolates.
Yeah. To
You never know what virus you're going to get.
earn this?
God damn it.
Okay, anyway, thank you guys for listening to this episode of The Obsessive Viewer. Next week, no idea what we're doing. But yeah, or next few weeks, who knows what will happen. Yeah. So anyway, thank you guys so much for listening, and see you next time.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.
And now, here's a short clip from our Patreon exclusive RSS feed. To hear the full clip and more exclusive Patreon content, go to patreon.com/obsessiveviewer and become a patron at the minimum rate of $1 per month. Thank you and enjoy. Recording here. We are good to go. Yeah, little pizza roll. She's precious and she's a little angel and she's just my little baby.
She'll tear your throat out, though.
She'll tear your throat out though.
Shit.
Yeah, she won't tear mine out. She's tried. It's really hurt my feelings a lot, but but we're getting there. It's okay.
The Obsessive Viewer podcast is edited and produced by Matt Hurt and presented by ObsessiveViewer.com. For a full archive of our episodes, go to ObsessiveViewer.com/OV archive. You can also like our Facebook page and join the OV Facebook group at facebook.com/TheObsessiveViewer and follow us on Twitter at ObsessiveViewer and at ObsessiveTiny. And follow our recurring co-hosts at I am Mike White, that's me, at R.A. Feckus and at Burger_Lurker. If you enjoy the show, please take a couple minutes to leave us a rating and a quick review on Apple Podcasts. This is the easiest way to support what we do, and all it costs is a little bit of your time. If you'd like to donate to the podcast, you can make a PayPal donation at obsessiveviewer.com/donate. Or support us on Patreon for recurring donations and access to commentary tracks and B-roll audio recorded exclusively for patrons at patreon.com/obsessiveviewer. Every donation goes toward paying the fees to keep the podcast running and is greatly appreciated. For official Obsessive Viewer merch, including shirts, mugs, phone cases, and more, visit our TeePublic store. You can find a link to the store in the show notes of this episode and at obsessiveviewer.com/donate. Or you can simply search for Obsessive Viewer at teepublic.com, T-E-E, public.com. For information about our annual live event showcasing short horror films from local filmmakers, check out shocktoberInIrvington.com. And for an archive of all our events, as well as news about potential future events, head over to obsessiveviewer.com/live. For more podcast content, you can find Anthology, Matt's solo podcast covering The Twilight Zone, and other classic and contemporary science fiction anthology TV shows at anthologypod.com and on Twitter at OVAnthologyPod. You can also find Tower Junkies, a podcast where Matt and Tiny share their love of all things Stephen King and his magnum opus, the Dark Tower series, at towerjunkiespod.com and at towerjunkiespod on Twitter. And finally, check out The Secular Perspective, Tiny's side project podcast, which tackles current events and life's big questions from the perspective of secular hosts Chad and Amanda at thesecularperspective.com. The theme music for The Obsessive Viewer comes courtesy of the band Loudlike from their EP Mistakes We Must Make. Additional bumper music is provided courtesy of As Good As It Gets, which can be found at facebook.com/asgoodasitgetsband. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Kitty!